the ice is now melting earlier in the year and at a faster pace. The bears simply don't have enough time to hunt all the food they need to survive.
We'll rope the cubs up, and then we'll immobilize each cub by hand. Small amount of the same drug that knocked Mom out will knock the cubs out. £12.5 pounds for cub 3. The numbers of bears in the Churchill population are falling as a result of reduced cub survival and juvenile survival. We think that some of these bears are starving. We think that mothers may not provide enough milk for their cubs.
Munn has watched the average weight of these bears decrease by some 15% since the 1980s. Within the next 6 years, female bears may not have enough body fat to reproduce. The chances that these triplets will survive to adulthood, let alone make it to next fall, are slim. They're likely to become another statistic in Lund's database of a species on its way to extinction.
It makes me sad to think that I might be the last person working on this population and be known as a polar bear historian.
It wasn't until recently that scientists even worried about Arctic sea ice, which naturally shrinks and expands each year as the seasons change. In 1979, the sea ice covered almost 1.7 billion acres. That's about the size of the United States. But in the last 2 decades alone, the Arctic has lost an area roughly twice the size of Texas. At first, scientists debated the cause, but few linked global warming and mankind's carbon dioxide emissions to that retreat.
We had certainly noticed that the sea ice cover through about the year 2000 had been on a general decline, but it seemed that this could be fairly easily explained by just natural cycles in the climate system. For example, changes in the weather patterns.
Those natural cycles should have cooled the Arctic down by now, but the warming has only accelerated. Climatologists such as Dr. Serres are now convinced that greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide are behind the sweeping changes that they've seen here. If the melting continues at this rate, by 2060, computer models predict that there will be no sea ice at all during the Arctic summer.